beginning was the gap, ginning a gap, the vast emptiness, ginning a gap, the yawning void, space, the age of nothingness, no distance, no light, no sound, no time, ginning a gap, the endless abyss. This is where we come from chaos, which is to say nothing, which is to say the absence of order, a lack. But it does have a north and it does have a south. To the north, great sheets of permafrost hard as iron. If a living creature were to go there, the breath in its throat would freeze before it opened its mouth. Its blood would solidify in its veins. The mist world, stasis, mass and absence, a vast wasteland, nothing but snow. But to the south, a land of perpetual fire, fire that sparks and dances, warms and forms, fingers of heat, plucking shapes out of the darkness, the fire of life, raging, roaring, all-consuming, a voracious gobbler that leaves only cinders in its wake, the thinnest and palest of ashes dissolving in your hand, for the fire is a destructive fire, and it sucks out all there is to suck. And when the great fire moves northwards into the vast expanse of ice, cosmic fire, meeting primal ice, what happens? Two equal but opposite forces, the immovable and the perpetually moving, overpowering cold and overwhelming heat, density and ethereality. What happens is that the world begins. In the beginning there is ice and fire. The ice begins to thaw and the fire slows. When ice meets fire, the ice changes form. It flows, becomes liquid, turns gaseous. When fire meets ice, it is tempered, it slows. The ferocity goes out of it. And so when the great fire meets the primal ice, a rime forms, a crust that is the synthesis of them both. And from that rime come the first two beings, Othumla the cow and Ymir the giant. Perhaps the spider on my pillow is spinning me a dream. I want you to choose two things, says the interpreter. Red-haired this morning, with a fragile porcelain beauty, puts me in mind of a cabbage white. The first is an object, image, or word that symbolizes you as a person, your inner self. It can be a plant, if you like, or an animal, but it must relate to you as an individual. You may have a sound to accompany your representation of yourself, or you may just have the sound alone. The second thing I want you to choose represents your work in the world, your poetry or your art, the work you do to earn a living, the work you do for love. I am blue. I am a deep electric shade of blue, and I sound like waves crashing. My colour is so intense it has substance, even though it lacks mass. It's like a bright shimmering light, but one you can touch. You can put your hand through it, and it feels something like water, and something like rock, and something like a very fine powder. It doesn't stick to your hand, but maybe your hand tingles. Maybe you can feel who I am. As for my work, it is a strange tree with many branches sighing gently in the wind. Fully formed miniature trees develop at the end of each branch and fall to earth to make new trees. Or perhaps I am an oak. I always liked oaks. Or a spider. You can't have too many spiders. Next we drip hot wax into a bowl of water. The wax trickles down into islands, which begin to join together as an isthmus, or perhaps a conga line. When they finally stop moving, they have formed a W. Apart from two joint dots to the northeast, I take these dots to be me and my love. W equals west, work, welcome, will, wood, whimsy, whiskey, willow, wolves, wine, woe, Wednesday, wotan, weddle, washing. Whatever it is, my love and I are rising above it, floating off in our world. In the beginning there is Ymir the giant and Althumla the cow. Ymir is both male and female and constructed of frost. A stream of milk runs from each of Althumla's udders, mother of all, with her warm bovine breath and long-lashed hazel eyes. Her bellow reaches every corner of the earth. If she has a mind to, she might crack the permafrost. Althumla licks the salt from Ymir's frosty skin, and Ymir drinks the milk that flows from the cow into the cosmos. For her own nourishment, Althumla licks a salty block of ice. She sees something inside, a figure. On the evening of the first day of licking, a thick crop of dark hair lies over the ice like strange seaweed. In the evening of the second day, she licks a man's head out. The colour begins to flow back to his pale cheeks. His eyes open slowly. He gazes out over the vast expanse of ice, blinks. The third day, Althumla licks his whole body right out of the ice. Future comes Ragnarok, giants setting the world on fire, a serpent spraying poison, waves crashing, wolves swallowing the sun and moon. The earth shudders, the ground splits, there are battles, human against human, God against God, many deaths. Then the rains come, the world is submerged. 3 winters in succession, bitter and long, and the return of Gunungagap, the void, darkness, stillness, silence. But afterwards, a new world, the few surviving gods will gather. The 2 humans who hid in a tree, surviving on morning dew, will finally emerge, Leaf and Leaf-Thrasier, life and the one striving for life, together repopulating the globe. This is where we come from water and wood. Leaving starts with a wave from a station platform. No before. With sorting and packing. No before. With timetable checks and payment of fares. Before. With an intent, an inclination, a slight dissatisfaction, a yen, a yearning. With tales of other places, dreams of an adventure. With a pull, with a push, with longing. No before. The beginning of leaving is inherent from the first, from the very first encounter. I am reborn. My suit of leaves is not so much a suit as a covering. I am reborn in a leaf pile. I am at one with the leaves. I am at one with words. I am tree, a forest, a poem. I dance. See me whirl with the seasons, budding in spring, shedding in autumn. Hear me crunch and crackle. This is a different freedom. The song of the man who wears a cape of leaves is the song of a man who knows the dance.